So this video is going to be about kingdom versus kingdom, and in this video I want to tell you how to prepare best for kingdom versus kingdom. So in general, basically one kingdom fights against other kingdoms, and it's super important to prepare for this event, because if you don't do, you miss a lot of opportunities. So what can you do in kingdom versus kingdom? I would say it's basically three things. So it's fighting, it's building and constructing, and it's collecting resources. So let's go into the three topics one by one, because this way I think you have a best overview on how to prepare for it. So fighting. So one of the most important things of kingdom versus kingdom is fighting, and therefore you need to take care of your heroes. You can see mine here. It's maybe not optimal, but it's super important that you level your heroes on the one hand, but also prepare them for a fight. So that means your skills, the star level, so the skills, the star level, the talents, so that's the leveling, the equipment, and finally the animals, to take care of those. What is also super important for the kingdom versus kingdom is that you get ready for your hospital, because the concept works like that. If you cannot, your castle cannot be attacked on your own land and property of your own tribe. However, if you go and farm and collect from the different mines, you can be attacked. So if these guys get attacked, the farmers, then it means that they land in the hospital. If the capacity of the hospital is exceeded, it means that those soldiers will die. That's also true for if you enter a fight and your hospital is full, basically your soldiers die. So therefore, you should build up your hospitals, and you can see there, that's kind of not so ready for kingdom versus kingdom, because I just have one hospital at level 21 and the other ones are at level 12. Now let's briefly switch to my other account, because there you can see it's a bit better. But in general, I can tell if you want to enter some fights, but also not, and you just do collection. It's super important to finally have your hospitals ready for that. Because then you just simply heal your soldiers and then they are ready to go. So here you can see two hospitals are at level 25, one at 22 and one at 19. So that's much better, obviously. And if you click on one of the hospitals and the information button, you can see the capacity. So in this case, it's 100,000, right? And let me click on the level 19 one. There it is only 56,000. So hospitals are important. And then finally, to get ready for, and let me go switch back to the other account. If you get ready for the fight, you should have pre-collected some resources. Why is that? Because simply if your soldiers get wounded, it means that they land in the hospital. And just as an example, if you have 170 to 190,000 T5 soldiers, that costs already like 50 to 80 million for healing if they all get basically destroyed, wounded, and go into the hospital. The next topic is building. So for building, I think it's super important to know that during Kingdom versus Kingdom, there is a lamp event. And that means that you get a discount on construction, that you need about 40 to 50% less resources. So there's an event, so you need to do a couple of things, but then it's super simple to reach that. And this reduction of 50% really makes some impact, especially if you want to build the walls, right, or bigger buildings. Now, this is limited up to, I think it was 30 million per event, but you can save a lot. So basically, throughout a Kingdom versus Kingdom, you can save around 120 million of resources, which really makes a difference. Now, what you need for that is you obviously need to have pre-collected, right? Because if you only start during Kingdom versus Kingdom to collect resources, that will be too late. So therefore, you can obviously go and collect in the different mines, standard procedure, or, and that's really the recommendation, get more involved in the different rallies that are launched within your tribe. That will make the biggest impact, because you know yourself, like one rally has a benefit of resources between like 3 to 500, 600,000 of resources. For so that is important. Then maybe a comment on the building itself. So the numbers of soldiers are also important. So if you go in your castle, and then there's the squad base, right? And there you can basically see how many soldiers you have. I mean, in this case, I have 800,000 soldiers and around 200,000 farmers. And in the other one, I have around 2 million. Now, for the 800,000, you can really survive, because you basically can do the math yourself. You have 5 troops times, and that depends on your academy level as well, times 170,000 to, let's say, 200,000 of soldiers. So therefore, if you send all of them for collecting or not collecting, fighting, then that number of soldiers is kind of sufficient, but as more is better, because maybe also some of your soldiers die. So I follow the strategy to have 3 troops collecting. I have 1 troop that is supporting the buildings. So you need to build flags during Kingdom versus Kingdom, and you need to build also different other stuff. And then I have 1 troop that is participating in the different rallies that your tribe is launching. But also, if there's a fight or so, I have always 1 troop that can support the fighting. And therefore, I really focus with my heroes on having 1 set of heroes that is good enough for the fight. I have to say, for fighting, right, with the T5 soldiers is very hard to participate in the different fights, especially if you're alone. If you're a group of people with T5, that could be okay. Other than that, if you have 1 against 1 fights, you really should have T6 or T7. But anyway, even if you don't have, you can support your tribe and just coordinate very well to put together your power and then fight against the T6, for instance, with like 6-7 other people. Final point would be the collections. So they are rather big mines within Kingdom versus Kingdom. And I told, right, your farmers can be attacked. So what I do is, and let's go basically back, what I do is, before Kingdom versus Kingdom, I start to build T1 farmers. And you can see them here. There we are. So the porters, the farmers, I have 70,000. I should build a couple of more. Why is that? Because it's super cheap to basically heal them. And even if you get attacked, you don't have a lot of healing cost and waste resources that way. So that's why I built a couple of T1 farmers. So I would say, in my case, I most likely will build around 200,000. And then, of course, a final thing on collecting is you need to have your heroes ready, right? So especially if you have the farmer heroes, they should be around, higher than level 40. 45 is optimal, 45 to 50, because then they can bring enough soldiers and farmers to do the farming. And obviously your fighting heroes should have higher levels, but that there are other videos around that, how to do that, but that should be achievable. So I think that helps you. So in summary, what can you do? You can fight, you can build, and you can collect. And so it's a perfect time for you to progress, support your tribe, but also build and construct. Therefore, it's really worthwhile joining the Kingdom versus Kingdom. But you need to consider the couple of things that I just highlighted. Build T1 farmers, get resources, get your heroes ready, and get your hospital ready. I think with that, you're ready to go, you're prepared, and there are always a couple of months before Kingdom versus Kingdom that you should start preparing. And this way, you're good to go. Final point. The energy level is also important, that you collect a bit of energy, that you can participate in a lot of rallies, and join your tribe in fighting other clans and other kingdoms. All right, I hope that was helpful, and leave me a comment if you find it helpful, and maybe you can also share your experience in the comments on how you prepare. Thanks.